This is Mr. B's Basic Hand Drums, lesson number 2 for ages 8 to 18 and older. Brought to you by the Utah Department of Arts and Museums. Hey everybody, I'm back. This is me, Mr. B, and I'm here to start you out on lesson 2. We're going to start out with a little bit of freestyle drumming just to get you in the mood. Here we go. You guys ready? You excited? This is lesson number 2. First, I want to introduce you to another drum, okay? Last time we were talking about djembes. Now this one looks from here down, looks like a djembe. But as you get higher up, you can see it's not the same. This drum has my favorite of all the drum names. Now many drums across the world, their name reflects the sound they make. Djembe, djembe, djembe. That's the kind of sound it makes. So that's why the djembe is that way. This one has my favorite drum name. This is also a West African drum. It's called a boogarabu. And it's supposed to make a sound like boogara, 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 boo. Okay? It's built the same way. It's got this wooden ring, and when you see a boogarabu, you'll always see the wooden ring sticking out in the very center of where it goes from to narrow. Okay? This one also has a different sound because of the type of skin on top. This is not goat skin. This is cowhide, and if you look very closely, you can see they've left the fur on. It's nice and smooth. It was a tannish, whitish cow with a few spots here and there. And they leave the fur on to make it even a lower, deeper sound. So the boogarabu should sound more low. That's a boogarabu, okay? Now also, at the beginning of lesson 1, there was a page that talked about alternative drums. There's things that you can use from around the house. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about them, let you hear what they sound like, some of the things that you can find in your own house. Instead of a fancy drum like all of these behind me, you can use just what you find. Now my favorite thing that you can get around the house, or that you can get for a really low price, are these really big water bottles. They even have a handle for carrying with. My students have all put stickers all over them just to make them more fancy instead of just an empty water bottle. Now these water bottles cost, $6, $7. I got this one for $5 at Home Depot. And they make a really good drum. You play them with the spigot down, and you just play it like a normal hand drum. Make a pretty good sound, and they're really light, easy to carry, perfect practice drum. I have 10 of these that I check out like library books and let my students take home a practice drum when they need to. Now another good thing about this drum is not only that you can play on top of it, but you can bounce it off the floor, and it makes a great bass drum sound. Isn't that wild? That's why it's one of my favorite cheap drums. Okay, look around your house. You might find a waste paper basket. This one looks like a basketball hoop, but upside down, it makes a pretty good drum. not very loud, but good enough to practice on. Okay, over here, I just have a box. Okay, this one has a handle on top. You can see it was something musical that I bought a little while back, but you can just put it on top of your lap, and it's a little harder to hold. Sometimes I put them between my legs and play them this way. It's a cardboard box, makes for a good practice drum. And then there's buckets. This is a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket. And you can just play on top of the Home Depot bucket. Now you have to be careful with some of these buckets, because this edge is a raised edge and you'll hurt your hands on it. I've taken sandpaper to mine and sanded off all the sharp edges. I even took some sandpaper to the middle button here just to make it easier on my hands so it doesn't hurt so much. But buckets work, and you don't have to have this kind of bucket, any kind of bucket. I've used metal buckets and plastic buckets, and I've even used some woven baskets that I found. And so that's what you can use. Those are just 4 of the things you can use instead of going out and spending a lot of money on a fancy drum. Okay, let's get back to it. We're going to warm up now. So whatever you're drumming on, pull it up, get ready, because we're going to do a warm up. So get into drum position, your feet crossed around your drum. You got it tilted enough that it's ready for you. And yep, my drum was hitting something under my chair, and I just wondered what it was. So we're going to get warmed up. We're going to start with all the strokes that we learned in lesson 1, and also the rhythm that we did. And we might even do a little bit of the echo game at the end. So here we go. We're going to warm up, starting with basses, dominant hand first, and then we'll switch. Okay? So I'll play 3, and you play 3. Other hand. Tones, dominant hand. Other hand. Slaps, dominant hand. Other hand. Flams, both hands, remember one above the other, basses. Tones. And slaps. Roll it. And the echo game. I'll play something, you play it back to me. Here we go. And the hard one. Did you get it? Good. Now the final thing for our warm-up. Jolie, walk the fat dog. 1, 2, ready, and walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog upon the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog upon the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog upon the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog upon the fat dog. Roll it up and down. Good job. We are all warmed up. Everything's nice and loose. Now, if your hands are tingling or if they're hurting, you're hitting too hard. Just to lighten it up, you don't have to be super loud. I'm playing a little harder and louder so that it picks up on the microphone better, but usually I don't play this loud. Okay, I have 2 new basic rhythms that I want to teach to you. We learned Gong last time. No, not Gong. We learned Jolie last time. We're going to learn one called Sinte. Everyone say Sinte, right? And the other one is Dogon. And I was looking at that up on the board, and it's Dogon. So Dogon. Everyone say Dogon. Very good. We're going to start with Sinte. Now, when I first started teaching Sinte, I told my students that Jolie was taught to 2-year-olds. As soon as they were able to walk and talk, they started to learn how to play it. And Jolie was one of the first ones. And so you'd hear the kids walking around going, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog, walk the fat dog. So when I told my students I was going to teach them Sinte, I says they've grown up. They're now 4 years old. And I said, okay, are you ready? And they said, what's the sentence? And I said, oh, there's no sentence now. We're 4. We can just listen to it, or we can follow what other people are doing. And they said, no. We need a sentence. And I said, okay, make up your own sentence, because I didn't have one made up for Sinte. I said, make up your own sentence. So they got together after we had talked about Sinte for a little while, and they came up with their sentence. And this was 25 years ago that they came up with this sentence. I've used their sentence ever since. It goes like this: I want to watch my SpongeBob cartoon. Isn't that a great sentence? And SpongeBob's still around after 25 years. So that's how it goes. Say it with me. We're going to say it over and over. And I want to watch my SpongeBob cartoon. I want to watch my SpongeBob cartoon. I want to watch my SpongeBob cartoon. Good. You got it. Now, we're going to start this rhythm by breaking it into pieces. We're just going to start with the I wanna. Okay? And you put both hands on tone, and you'll go right, left. I wanna, I wanna, I wanna, right, left, right, left, right, left. I wanna, I wanna, I wanna. You got it? Okay. Second part is we're going to add the word watch. I want to watch. And on the word I want to, when you hit watch, you're going to move your dominant hand down to the bass. So it goes, I want to watch. 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 You got it? Okay, now the rest of it, my SpongeBob cartoon, just is back and forth with your hands in the same position we did for Jolie, bass and tone. So it goes, but you start with your tone hand instead of your bass. So it goes, my SpongeBob cartoon, my SpongeBob cartoon, my SpongeBob cartoon, my SpongeBob cartoon. Now let's put the I wanna watch onto the My SpongeBob cartoon. So it goes, I wanna watch my SpongeBob cartoon. 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 I wanna watch my SpongeBob you can go back and practice what we were just doing over and over and over. You can speed it up, you can slow it down. Just practice it. And we're going to move on to our second rhythm. This one is called Gong. Everyone say Gong. Very good. Now, my students felt this was a challenging one. They said, we're not 4-year-olds anymore. We're 8-year-olds. And I said, okay, you're 8-year-olds. That means that we can do it faster and without a sentence. And they said, no, we still need a sentence. I said, okay, make up your own sentence for this one. And they made up their own sentence, and it goes like this. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. Can you say it with me over and over? Ready? And I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the stop. Okay. So that's how it goes. Now, we're going to learn the whole rhythm first, just using tones. So back and forth. Put both hands on tone. We're going to start with one hand and just go back and forth for every word. Let's do it in the air. Ready? And I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. Okay, back and forth. So do it on your drum. Ready? And I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the stop. Easy, right? Now we're going to start adding in. Instead of playing all tones, we're going to make 2 of those tones into basses. And they go on the word so. I want to jump so. And the in until. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. It's kind of weird. But you'll notice that when you play it, I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. Those 2 basses, your hand stays down for so and then and there's a tone in between it. So let's do it really slow, okay? Here we go. Here we go. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. Stop. Feeling comfortable? Remember, if you're not, you can go back and do it again and again and again. We're going to move on. Now we have to add one more thing, and this is one of the strokes we haven't used yet in any of our rhythms. Yeah, you're right. It's a slap. Okay, not one of these, but one of these. Okay, and it goes on the last word of the rhythm, sky. So it goes like this. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. And you do a slap at the end. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to play the whole thing nice and slow, and we might speed it up a little at the end. Here we go. Ready? And I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. I want to jump so high until I reach the sky. Excellent. Keep practicing until you feel comfortable with it. You can go back and forth and back and forth. You can go back to lesson 1 and practice the things there so that you renew yourself and get things going. Okay, that's the end of our lesson for today. Remember, there are 8 lessons in all, so lesson 3 is next, and we've got some special things, and I've got a special guest coming for lesson 3. So, we're ready to go. Bye. See you next time. Brought to you by the Utah Division for Arts and Museums.